Welcome to the course Natural Language Processing. My name is Priyanka Gupta. I am working as Assistant Professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Data Science Department at Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Hyderabad. So students, our today's topic is actually models and algorithms in NLP. So today I'll cover models here in the NLP. In the next class, we will cover the algorithms. So I am going to cover the language model in NLP, the introduction of that, the different examples, how we can understand what is actually model, how does language modeling work, the types of language model. So two types of models are there, statistical model and neural language model, and different examples with the current scenario that is going to be used in the business, different businesses and in the industries. So that is a BERT model, GPT-3 model and Robota model. And we will see what is actually an NLP algorithms is. So in the next class, we will proceed with the other type of an NLP algorithm. Let's start. So language models in NLP. Firstly, language models are built to predict any probability of a pattern or sequence of words. So basically the language model will be used to just pre-process the different sentences in that actually pattern and sequence of word. And what is the probability? It is what it is going to give into the next upcoming future. So therefore, the NLP uses these models to comprehend the predictability of languages and word. So that is called as a predictability, when we are going to just predict about the future of the sentence, a word, what is going to be occur next. We can say a sentence, or we can say language, words. Moreover, the inception of transfer learning and competent language needs to model in NLP break machines barriers to learning with the language and understanding with the language. So basically NLP is going to just feed the machine the right things, the right models that is going to just give the intelligent answer, going to give the intelligent interpretation, what will be the probability of upcoming, the coming word will occur, the coming sentence will occur. So that is also called as a prediction. Further, the language model use techniques in statistics and probability to predict the sequence of words that is going to may occur in the sentence. So that is interpretation of language model in simple language in the natural language processing. Now, proceed further. Language model in NLP evaluate and interpret various text data sets. So there will be the large amount of data sets that is going to be interpreted with the NLP, and that is going to evaluate and going to interpret the various type of data sets to interpret and develop the insights out of that for word prediction. So therefore, the language models having the capability that is they are going to offer various features in the applications, and the devices is going to create text as a result. So that is a main goal out of this language model. Right now, we will discuss about the NLP capabilities in the language model, that is going to be built by the using language model. So first capability is machine translation. Machine translation is nothing but that is a first classic task assigned to the developer of NLP technology. That is, it is necessary to note that it is not yet solved at the necessary level of quality for today. So, basically, this is a task that is going to be just the words and sentences, a paragraph and corporas are going to be translated by the machine in correct way. That is a classical task assigned to the machine by the developers, right? So the second type of we can say capability can be their grammar and spelling check. So in that, it is a conclusion of the first task. So what will be there while we are doing the machine translation? In that, we are going to just interpret the grammatical mistakes and spelling checkings. So those will be just corrected by in the next task. The next capability of the language model can be text classification. Text classification, having the definition of text semantics for further processing, means it is going to one of the most popular tasks to date. So here the test will be classifying with the sense of the semantics. So that is going to be that is going to give the text classification. Next type of capability can be there, named entity recognition. So that is NER, that is much popular. Definition and selection of entities with a predefined meaning. So meaning will be defined already. In that context, we have to select, the model has to select the different entities used to filter the text information and understand the general semantics. So that is the meaning of named entity recognition. The next type of capability can be there, summarization. Summarization is nothing but that is a general text generalization to a simplified version form. So that is the reinterpretation of the content of the text. So whatever text will be there, whatever document sentence will be there, that is going to be summarized to a simplified version in the particular form. So that is a reinterpretation out of the text classification. Let's see other type of capabilities. The next capability is text generation. Text generation is one of the tasks that is going to use the built AI systems. In that, the AI models will be used to just classify the text generations, how the most probable text sentence or word is going to occur. So that is going to be generated by this model. Next is topic modeling. Topic modeling is a technique for extracting the hidden topics from the large text volume. Suppose there is a corpora, there is a corpus, and in that some sentence is there, and that is having the hidden meaning out of that, hidden topics out of that. That is going to be extracted by this topic modeling using the AI techniques. So, right, this is another capability of text NLP language modeling. Next is sentiment analysis. Sentiment analysis occurs. It is going to provide the features to derive the emotional responses and behavior from the author who is going to write a sentence, who is going to just read those sentences. So the response and context and the sense of the sentence, behavior of the sentence, emotion, what are the emotions has been used. So those is going to be just give the features out of the semantic analysis. Suppose the example is online review classifier. So whenever suppose if you buy something on the on the Flipkart, and that your order has been completed, then you have to you will get a link, and then you have to provide some reviews out of that. So how was the product, what was the quality, these all will called as a review out of the product. So these will be actually will be classifying using the sentiment analysis. Whatever you are going to give the excellent, good, bad. So likewise those will be classified with the behavior and emotions in the sentiment analysis. So these are the NLP capabilities are there. Some other capabilities are there, that is text to speech. The text is going to be just converted into the speech. So moreover, it can transform the text to the speech for a voice-based interactive service. So in that case, suppose Alexa is there. In that case, the text will be just said by the user, and the Alexa machine is going to just interpret with the model, and that is going to give the voice-based interaction to the user who is just telling something to the Alexa. Next capability of this NLP can be content categorization. So content categorization is further interpret the large set of textual data, that is going to build categories and index them for a efficient system. Basically, the content categorization is going to give the categories basically. So whenever we need to divide with the categories and with the large amount of data, then we need to just do the content categorization. So these were the some languages NLP capabilities used with the different language models. Right. Now we will see how does language modeling work actually in real time. So language model actually perform the word probability, that is going to analyze the text data. Then, moreover, that is going to evaluate the data by running it through an algorithm. Then it is going to incorporate the rules for context in the NLP. So this is the interpretation of language model, how it will be just starting and how it is going to give the different results out of that. Then further, it is going to give, we have to give with the pre-trained language model that the rules can accurately predetermine and create the new sentences out of the given sentences. Right. Now it is also adopts the function and elements of base language, that is going to break down and understand the various sentences. So whenever, if suppose we have applied the language model, if suppose some breakdown happens, the sentence has been fed and the machine has to give the answer. But in that case also, that is going to just catch the different basic interpretation out of that sentences, and that is going to just understand those emotions and those interpretation, and that is going to give the particular basic knowledge of the particular sentences. So that can also will be possible with the language models. Natural language processing models also use the probability to model the languages. So probability model will also be used here. Moreover, when we will see, machines use various type of probabilistic approach that depends on the requirement. So some cases, in the some models, we will see how it is possible, how the different probabilistic approach will be applied to the different sentences and corpora. In the other words, if I'll say, the multiple types vary by the amount of data they process and the mathematical approach they followed, right? All the interpretation will be based on the data. If the data is in the large amount, the interpretation is going to take the long time, right? In that case, if we will apply the right model, right language model, and the perfect language model, that is going to give the multiple types of the interpretation, and that will be based on the mathematical algorithm, and that is going to give process the all the sentences and corpora, and that is going to give the particular the results. So that is actually will called as a probabilistic and statistical approach, a statistical algorithm applied on the models. And now let's see types of language models. There are two types of language models in natural language processing. The first is statistical model. So a statistical model actually develop the probabilistic approach, probabilistic model it applies, that is going to help with the predictions for the next word in the sentence going to be occur. In that case, it also uses data to make predictions depending on the words that is going to be preceded next, right? So moreover, there are multiple statistical language models that is going to have the business. Some of them models are n-gram model, unigram model, bidirectional model, exponential models, etc. These are all example of statistical model. This n-gram model is going to just give the two word tokens, one word tokens, three word tokens. So number of tokens that is going to give in the form of pure stats. So that will be the n-grammar that will be applied on the sentences as a language model. Likewise, that other type of model will be specific to their use. Next type of language model is neural language model. This neural language model actually refers to the language model that are developed using the neural networks. So basically here the artificial neural network structure will be followed, that is going to develop with that same context, same requirement. Moreover, the model is going to help mitigate the challenge that is going to occur in classical language model. So whenever classical language model will be applied, whatever issues will be there, to read out of that, to just just remove all those all, then we will apply the neural language model that is correctly classify the upcoming sentences of words in a proper manner. So basically, this helps execute the complex task like speech recognition and machine translations. So whenever we are having the large amount of data, some data that is very particular to the context, that is voice data, speech data, and some translation related model task. So we have to apply the neural language model there in that context. Now, let's see examples of NLP models. So, here are the top NLP models that can benefit the business and industries. As I have said, this will be very useful in the industries and with the business when they apply these type of models. Their actually their application or their atmosphere there that is going to work finely, that is going to work accordingly. So first is BERT. So BERT is a actually conceptually simple and empirically robust language representation model. So that moreover it abbreviates the bidirectional encoder representations from transformers. So that is the meaning of BERT. BERT actually supports design with the pre-trained deep bidirectional signifiers by synonymously conditioning both left to right context layers. So that is a basic meaning of that. When if you are having the basic knowledge of artificial neural network, then you are going to interpret more better. But in the upcoming classes, I am going to define more in the more detailed way what is BERT actually, what is the neural network, how is this going to just work with the different layers. So just for now, we have to just understand the basics of the BERT system. Moreover, if I'll say the competent BERT signifiers is using the single additional output layer to generate the model for the various other tasks. So BERT is actually improving its accuracy even it is deployed in the practical applications like Google search. So basically, if we will do the Google search, that is going to give the different search results according to their we can say their importance, their rating, their range. So, BERT is the basis of other more advanced NLP models such as AccelNet, Roberta, and Albert. So, that is actually extension of this BERT with the different other type of we can say layers. More than this layer, the other layers will be applied in this advanced BERT applications. The next type of now you see applications of BERT. The sequence to sequence based language generation task is there. Then the application can be there out of BERT when we are using BERT language model. Question answering, abstract summarization, sentence prediction, conversational response generation. So these few types of tasks can be there that is generated by sequence to sequence based language generation using BERT. If we will see language, natural language understanding tasks such as Palsmy and co-reference. So here words that sound or look the same but have different meanings. So that will be resolved by this. So that will be just done by the BERT language model. The next is word sense disambiguation. Next is natural language inference. And next is sentiment classification. These few applications will be used out of when we are using the BERT language model. Now let's see the other type of language model, that is GPT-3. So GPT-3 actually, in that GPT stands for generative pre-trainer. That while in some of the advanced NLP models that will be built on the top of the BERT. That is actually extension of BERT. That is called as GPT-3, a model that is created by OpenAI, that is the newest design along with the GPT series, so generative pre-trainer series. Previous GPT models were also included, that is GPT and GPT-2. So these were the earlier models that has been created. Now we will see GPT-3 is a 175 billion parameter model that can write original prose, with human equivalent fluency in the response to an input prompt. So that is going to give that language model is going to give the writing phrases that is actually matching to the human equivalent phrases. Whatever response the human can give, the same response it is going to give. The model is based on the transformer architecture. So that is one type of architecture in that this GPT-3 model is actually based on. In the previous version, GPT-2 was the open source model. Open source model means it was easily available. It was open to the all the users. They can just download and use and get benefited by this GPT-2 language model. Microsoft acquired an exclusive license to access the GPT-3's underlying model from its developer, that is OpenAI. The developer name is OpenAI to develop GPT-3, and Microsoft has taken the license to use that. But other users can interact with it via an application programming interface, that is by API we can just interact with this particular GPT-3 language model. In the several groups including the Ulthar AI and Meta that has been released open source interpretations of GPT-3. So these two companies has been already just use this interpretations of GPT-3. They have released the other version of this GPT-3 language model. Now let's discuss about the applications of GPT-3. So GPT-3 is generally considered superior in terms of accuracy to BERT and its variant. So tasks that can be done by BERT and BERT like models can be implemented using that GPT-3 language model. So basically what does it mean? When it comes to the accuracy, then we need to use the GPT-3 out of the BERT. And this is actually variant of BERT, and that is going to give the whatever task has been done by the BERT and the other extensions of BERT models that will be implemented using the GPT-3 language model further. So that is, these are the applications of GPT-3 out of the BERT. We can use, we can extend with the this GPT-3 and we can get benefited as applications as in the form of GPT-3 language model. Now let's see one other type of language model, that is Roberta. Roberta is nothing but this is another model derived from the BERT language model. BERT language model is this Roberta stands for robustly optimized BERT pre-training approach. So this A means approach. Now, firstly, the language model training and pre-training lead to advancement in performance. So whenever we are using the languages model, they are going to just use the different trained models and pre-trained models. So that is going to give the some advancement when it is coming to the performance. That is going to give the proper interpretations out of the intelligence whenever it is coming to the just do work with the some specific tasks. Although the training is computationally costly as it requires massive data sets of various sizes and categories for analysis. What does it mean? That is the training of the this language model can be more costly. Why? Because it is going to work on the massive data sets in the various sizes. Why? Because it is going to give the particular training sets, and then according to that, that is going to give the prediction of probability out of that. So in that case, this Roberta model is going to just going to use that more resources to just process those massive data sets. That is out of that we require the different analysis and task using this Roberta model. So that is another additional we can say disadvantage of this Roberta, but also the advantage whenever we are using the high amount of data, large amount of data, right? Further, a study by the Facebook AI and the University of Washington leads to the analysis of the BERT model. So how it came into the picture? Actually, the Facebook AI and the University of Washington, they have worked on the BERT model, and they were having some complications, some slight complications when it was going to interpret with the using these models. So that was the advancement by the by over the BERT model, language model. So they have done that, and using this Roberta model, we can do better analysis of the different we can say task out of using this language model. So they were actually firstly they introduced this Roberta model. If I'll say further, they interrogate various training processes to improve its performance. What does it mean? The Facebook AI and the other University of these people were there. They interrogate actually various training processes to improve its BERT language model process. So the researchers also use a new and larger data sets for doing those. So giving the training material training and data sets for those, and they are also eliminating the next sequence prediction function. So for that they have used this pre-trained models having these new we can say new implications that is going to give the new sequence next sequence prediction, and that is going they have also used on the different other data sets so that it can work properly and give the proper performance. So that is give the accurate performance out of that. Hence, with the Roberta, they compete with the scores with the present day models. So, however, we can say they have actually used this Roberta model, and they have actually benefited by this Roberta model, so that they are that was actually highly predicting model was there, and that was giving the much more better performance, better than the other BERT and its extensions of the BERT language model. So they have actually working with these performance scores, and they have actually got this high performance score out of the other BERT language models. Although rather than this Roberta model, some other models are also there, XLNet, LXNet. So these are also used for the language modeling for the different tasks, and that is all. They are also giving the much more accurate results according to the context and need. So whenever students, when we need to apply those language model, we need to understand our scenario, our requirement, what type of data is there. Is it in large amount data? Is it some data, some specific tasks are there. So according to that task, we can say category, a requirement, we have to apply the relative what is the perfect language model is there, and that we can just have benefited from that. So next we will see the conclusion of this using different types of model is machines may never achieve human standards, but also since it is humans who set the standard, but models and variants like BERT, GPT-3, XLNet, Albert, and Roberta, these are closing the gaps of the unprecedented paces. Means suppose we are humans, we are doing perfectly everyone everywhere, but whenever it comes to yes, so suppose we are users, whatever we are humans, whatever models we are setting, whatever standards we are setting, that is up to the mark. But when we need to when we are having the large amount of data, in some of the cases we can the humans cannot do much more timely, and in that cases the models will be applied. But we can see models cannot achieve the human standard, but in that case also these some language models are there, they are going to give the accurate result nearby the human standard. So in that cases we are going to just apply those models and variants like BERT, GPT-3, XLNet, Albert, Roberta, so that they are going to give the more better performance, and that is going to just task is going to be just completed in timely it in proper manner. So that is a particularly goal of the using this languages model. We can say the human of NLP is a vastly deep, well studied and highly anticipated field. So using these all language model, we can say NLP is having the bright future. The NLP is having the vastly deep, well studied and highly anticipated field. In that, the models will be applied, and we are going to get the benefited like. As a human standard, the humans are going to give the accurate result. This machine is also going to give the accurate results, and uh, whatever output is there in the context in the proper manner with the proper accuracy, with the accurate accuracy nearby the human can do. Now let's have the introduction of NLP algorithm. So NLP algorithm is nothing but whatever the models, the mathematical and probabilistic model we will apply on this language models, and that is going to give the that is going to actually work accordingly on the mathematical algorithm, mathematical functions, and then it is going to give the proper we can say probabilistic and prediction about the that particular sentences or word according to that. So those are the NLP algorithm. This NLP algorithm we will start in the next class. So today actually we have carried out the different NLP language models. So we have seen what is actually language model is, what is the requirement, what is the need to just take the language model, how it is work, how it is going to work on the different contexts, how it is going to work accordingly with the context and manner, and that is going to give the performance, better performance, and better we can say in a better way we can use that. What are the different language model we are using in the industry and business process. So basically we have taken today BERT language model, we have taken the Roberta language model, we have taken the XLNet. So these actually GPT-3 we have also taken. So these few models is going to be used widely whenever it comes to just apply the perfect and accurate language model that is going to give the accuracy near to the human standard. So there is also extensions of this BERT language model, that is nothing but the LBERT, and that is XLNet. So those are actually going to be just work accordingly. BERT, that is having the BERT extension, and in XLNet we are having the actually neural network model, neural language model that is going to use the neural network layers to just take those all inputs and going to give the outputs accordingly, that is more accurate in a manner. So basically which type of language model we should apply and what is actually perfect for our task, that actually will be just we have to understand according to the context, according to the need, according to the requirement of our task. So that is going to give the according, why, because when we will use the large amount of data, we need to use the neural network language model that will be going to give the accurate results. Why? Because it is going to use the deep learning models, that neural networks model. In that case, that is will be no more nearer to the we can say output, and that is actually that will be a large amount of data that is going to give the process all the data at the different layers. So there will be different layers, and layer by layer it is going to just do the processing, and that is going to give, if we will apply the BERT and other type of extended models of BERT, that is going to be not going to give the correct result. Why? Because that there will be the large amount of data, and the model is very specific to the tasks. So this is the need of the just applying the language model, and in future also this extension is going to be revised again and again by the researchers and individuals. They are working on the NLP models. They are just giving the we can say research extensions to the proper works that is related to the NLP. So why? Because the nowadays NLP algorithms, NLP task has been widely going are used, and the persons who is related to this machine learning, who are related to the NLP field, they are working day and night, and they are just going to give the some more type of inventions and ideas to the just giving the language model according to that and algorithm applied onto that. So today that was all about the today's topic. We will meet in the next class. Thank you for watching.
Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.